The first workshop we put on, a free seminar, was called Marketing Tools and Techniques. And this, you learn all the little hints and innuendos, if you will, about how to market your business, no matter what business you're in.
So this is audience participation, all right? In 1490, let me do this. In 1492, right, and that's why we live in a country that's called United States of Columbus, right? No, that's not right. Let me try this. That's not right. With all the hard work that he didn't do a very good job of marketing, did he? My name is James Bond. I think my parents had a sense of humor. I'm workshop chairman for SCORE. I'm a marketing consultant, and I'm one of the few people who actually has done marketing coaching for Fortune 500 companies and small businesses and home-based businesses. And marketing for smaller businesses, I can tell you, is very different from large businesses that have tons of money. So let's start with the definition. What is marketing? Marketing encompasses all the processes involved in winning and retaining your customers. Okay? So the secret to marketing success is getting people to take action, to do something. Not just letting them know that you have a business, because lots of people advertise, but it's actually getting people to come to you, spend money. So it's having enough targeted customers, buy something that generates enough profit so you can achieve your goals. Make sense? Okay. So how do you get paying customers? First, you want to know exactly who you're looking for. It seems like a simple statement. It's surprising how many businesses don't really understand that. You want to do your research. You want to understand your buyer and your market. Find a need and fill it. Even Disneyland is filling a need. You know, what are we going to do with the kids on the weekend or on vacation? Offer something no one else has. Be different. Eliminate obstacles to buying. Make it easy to buy from you. It's quite an echo. Can you guys hear the echo? Special effects. Define the steps to a sale. What are all the steps from the first time they find out about you until they finally spend some money and maybe come back? Identify the media and methods to you that you're going to use to bring people to you and get them to buy. Begin with the end. For every advertisement, website, brochure, what's the action that you want people to take? Use sales promotion, which is coupons, things like that. Even huge companies like Boeing use sales promotion. Think of this: problem, solution, credibility, act now. That's an easy way to present your case. Do you have this problem? Oh, well, we have a solution. And here's testimonials of people who have tried it and it really works. And you can get it. In fact, we'll even give you a sample of it, but you have to act now. And always remember, there are 3 sales that you're always making: it, us, now. Why you should buy it, why you should buy from us, and why you should buy now. Okay? So let's start by knowing exactly who you're looking for. In marketing, we have a term that we call segmentation, which is dividing your customers into strategic groups. So if you take a look at Dell Computer sells to small businesses, to large businesses who can also be divided into separate groups like hospitals and different types of organizations, and resellers, people who sell Dell computers to their customers. McDonald's has the lunch and dinner crowd, people who are working and need food for lunch or dinner. They have teenagers, they have families with kids, they have people who are traveling, they have people who eat breakfast. Where we are, there we are. And so here's a common mistake that people make in marketing. They list all the different types of people that they're going to be selling to, and then they try to sell to everybody. And here's a powerful secret. List all the people that you want to sell to, that are your customer groups, and then select one group. Because you have limited money and limited capability to reach everybody, because teenagers want something very different from people who are working for McDonald's. And for you, it's the same thing. If you look at all the different types of people you have a limited amount of money, effort, energy, and so it's much easier to be effective and cost-effective if you're focusing on a specific group of people who are ideal customers for you. So here's a question. Do you know who your ideal customer is? I'll show you a little exercise here, okay? You take a page and you draw a circle on the page. That was my attempt to draw a circle. Does it look like it? Oh, it looks like a circle. Pretty good. Doesn't look like a circle here. You draw a line on the left and a line on the right. On the left, you write the word no. No is the people who will never buy from you. Do you know who will never buy from you? Because there are people out there that will never buy from you. You need to write down on a piece of paper a long shopping list of this person's not going to buy from me, this will never buy from me, etc. And clearly understand who will never buy from you. On the other side is yes. There are people who would kill to buy from you. They would love to buy from you if they only knew you existed and how to reach you. Do you know who those people are? Those are the people you want to focus on, but you want a clear definition of who they are. And I've done this with large companies, with home-based businesses. It makes no difference. It's amazing how eye-opening this is. So here, let me show you how we've done this, okay? So we have this, there's no one, yes. We have this lady who's written a book, a Feng Shui book. Does anyone know what Feng Shui is? Okay. And it's a relationship book. The title of the book is He's Into You, But Is His Home? It's really awesome. And she's talking about the fact that his home and furniture can be sabotaging your relationship. So the question is, who will never buy from you? And her answers were people who are in good relationships and men for some reason. But who would kill to buy? Who would just love this book? And the answer is people who are never getting it right. So we wrote it out. Let me read some of them because it ends up becoming her sales copy. People who have problems with relationships. Someone who's going out with a really nice guy, but he's not quite right. Someone who wants a shortcut to finding Mr. Wonderful. You know, she's in a hurry, and if she can get some way to find out quickly who's Mr. Wonderful, then she'd love that. Somebody who's recently been in a divorce and doesn't want to make the same mistake again. Those are people that would love to have her book from her perception. So on the back of the book now she's written, do you often have problems with relationships? Is he a nice guy but not quite right? Do you want a shortcut to finding Mr. Wonderful? Are you recently divorced and don't want to make the same mistakes again? See how that works? It's really powerful. Let's say you're a bookkeeper. Well, if somebody has too small a business or too large a business because they already have a bookkeeper or an accountant, they definitely are not ideal for you. But somebody who would be ideal for a bookkeeper, or somebody who's too big to do it themselves anymore, but they can't afford a CPA, but they'd love to have a part-time bookkeeper. Or someone who's unhappy with their bookkeeper. I have a technology company I'm working with. They do storage, backup for computer files for large companies. They cost about $20,000 or $30,000 a piece. So who will never buy from them? Somebody who buys Dell computers. We only buy Dell, we don't buy anything else, would never buy from them. And somebody who's too small or too large because it costs $20,000, but it could be a government entity that's massive. And somebody who has an outside technology firm that buys all their equipment for them. Who would be ideal for them? Is someone who got a panic attack. Maybe their computers went down and they suddenly realized, wow, have we lost all our customer files? They're unsure, they have an unsecure network and they don't have a lot of money, so they can't spend $100,000, but they could spend, $30,000 to make sure that their company isn't going to, run into trouble. So do you see how that works? Okay. So the circle. Next is market research. So Staples.com. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a Staples. Okay, so you know what Staples is, right? Well, Staples has a website. And they decided they wanted to increase sales. Well, they did a few things that actually doubled the sales of their website. And here's what they did. They identified their best customer. Who do you think the best customer is in Staples? Business owners, okay, for Staples.com. Who uses Staples.com? Business owners. Not really, I'll tell you in a minute. Then they got feedback from this person, and then they made it easier, the website easier based on the feedback they got from the people. So the best customer for Staples.com is an office manager. Not this guy. More like her. Okay? And they discovered the two most important customers they have for the website hate their website. An office manager, she gets on the site and she knows exactly what she wants because she's got a list, right? She went around to everybody and said, what do you guys need? Who needs Post-its? Who needs this and that? She probably even knows the part numbers. And she's in a rush. She wants to get on and off very quickly. Let's call her Manager Marilyn. It helps when you put a name to them. Then you have the bargain hunter. My wife, she's not here. No, she's not here. Okay, good. She loves coupons, discount bins, absolutely loves them, surprise discounts. Let's call her Coupon Kathy. So they recognized that, they discovered from asking that Manager Marilyn hated the website. It took forever to get on and off the website, and Coupon Kathy hated the website. So they made some changes. The first thing they did for Manager Marilyn was they added a search box on the top of the every web page. So she can type in the piece, type in the next part, get out, in and out very quickly. And for Coupon Kathy, they put all these coupon things, a daily deal event, weekly ad, etc. So let's say you're a plumber and you want to get more business. Okay, how do you double sales? Now I'm going to give you an example of someone who more than doubles sales, and his sales are booming so fast, growing so fast, that his biggest problem is finding enough employees. So what did he do? Tell me if this process seems familiar. He identified his best customers for a plumber. He got feedback, find out what they're really dissatisfied by, and then he listened to them and designed his business around them and made it easier and better. You guys ever heard? Oh, well. So, okay, these are the two biggest problems that people have with plumbers. The first one is, no cracks about plumbers, please. Hopefully it's not offensive to anyone. I tried to cover the most important part. Okay, but feedback, that's right. This is feedback, that's right, very good. So the two biggest complaints that people have about plumbers is how they show up, that they're smelly, and that they're ununiformed, and they look unprofessional, even though they're, working under the building on pipes and things. And you never know how much it costs until they show up. So have you ever heard of Mike Diamond Plumbing? Okay, the smell good plumber. Okay, and people laugh, it's really funny and quirky, but they can laugh, they go all the way to the bank with this, and they guarantee $99 for any stoppage with a few exceptions, and they tell you what the exceptions are on the website. And he says, I guarantee my plumber will show up on time and smell good, or your house call is free. And with this quirky little angle of listening to his customers and building his business around what he learned, he's become hugely successful in a marketplace where lots of people, and we know because we get them from SCORE, lots of people, plumbers, are struggling. So, how about your own customers? Do you know what they hate about your competition? How about your own product or service if you sell one? If you change, would that make a difference? So what are some of the best research sources? How do you figure that stuff out? Well, the number one thing you do is ask, right? There are surveys and questionnaires. There's an online tool called SurveyMonkey, which is absolutely free for the little version. Now, of course, they sell you the more expensive versions too. But you can send out surveys to people, or you can just ask them. Using the internet, trade associations and trade magazines, and it's surprising how many people don't use them to the extent that they can. Trade magazines are fantastic, often have statistics and all kinds of information that can be helpful. Libraries have a lot more information than the internet. Some people figure everything you're going to find is on the internet. Well, there's tons of stuff in the library that isn't on the internet. Chamber of Commerce, your competition. So I had a friend who was director of franchising for Burger King. And you know how they built up Burger King? They got a phone book, back then when they used to use phone books, and they got a list of every McDonald's. And they went to every McDonald's, and they sat outside and they counted how many people were going inside the restaurants. And those that had the most number of people, they opened up next door whenever they could. And of course, McDonald's was yellow, so they were red. Banks and realtors. So I have a daughter who, with a bunch of friends, started investing in rental properties. And they figured this thing out, that why don't we find every city where a Walmart is opening, and then why don't we buy property in that city? Because Walmart's a huge company. They spend a ton of money on research, so they must know it's a growing area. So why don't we use them, since we can't afford to do research ourselves? So you could piggyback on somebody else's research. And then franchises, that's a very good source for information as well. So next, your marketing strategy and tactics. So define your customer and your message that you want to tell that customer. Understand your distribution channels. How are you going to get your product or service to them? Can you go through retail? Can you use distributors, the internet? Then you do your advertising, sales promotion, and public relations. And then networking may be part of it. And of course, internet. So here are a few powerful tools that are often forgotten. You can use your location. Anybody know Randy's Donuts? Anybody ever seen it? It's literally considered a landmark for Southern California. Isn't that bizarre? A donut place is considered a landmark? How about your vehicle? You know, to have a billboard, to buy a billboard in the hottest part of Los Angeles costs $100,000 a month. And yet, U-Haul is saving a ton of money by having all this information on their truck. And look what they have. I see people have the name of their company on the side of their vehicle. You know, that's not what U-Haul does. They're telling you it's 1995. You know, they've got their website and all kinds of information on it. Okay, so for the next one, let me give you the caption of this. Daddy, please don't drive us to school in your truck. But he gets attention. And so you think this is the exception? Here's one of the most successful exterminating companies in the Western United States. They use that. So we can laugh and say, well, that's really funny, but that isn't for me. But if it is for you and you decide to be risque and try something like that, you could actually become hugely successful because people will start noticing you. Could be, obviously, the truck shouldn't be the only thing you're doing. In Sedona, California, Pink Jeep Tours. Mary Kay did that with pink Cadillacs. They would give us bonuses, pink Cadillacs, and people would see those. So Pink Jeep Tours dominates the tourist industry in Sedona. The world's largest industrial rag company and cleanup products is called New Pig Corporation. And they came up with this crazy idea of putting a hat with a pig snout, pig ears, and a pig's wiggly tail in the back on the head of all their salespeople as they went around to try to get business. It's crazy, but they became hugely successful. An industrial company, New Pig Corporation, and their catalogs are a riot. People show them to their kids. They just have a great time. So, response. Always start with the end. If you're going to do an ad or any marketing piece, Understand, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to clip a coupon? In this case, he's got, let's say, a newspaper ad he's looking at. What do you want them to do? Visit a website? Pick up the telephone and call? Come in? Is it clear when you create the ad what the action is? Or your website, is it clear what action you want them to accomplish, to do? What's the end? So to put all these pieces together, you create a marketing plan. And a marketing plan gets you to define and understand your target audience, know your competitors' strengths and weaknesses, define your unique selling advantages, design your message, image, and pricing, determine your communication channels, how you're going to reach those people, know your budget and financial status, measure your progress, and if the strategy isn't working, find out why and amend it. And a little pitch for SCORE here. If you guys don't know what SCORE is, but we actually are mentors for absolutely no money at all, for free. You can actually get counseling from us as well, and we have low-cost seminars and workshops. So in summary, target a specific customer who really wants you. Do your research. Know the steps to a purchase. What's involved? What are all the different steps involved in getting them from where they find out about you to the time where they actually buy from you and maybe come back as well? Start with the end. Understand with every piece you create, what's the action you want? It shouldn't just be to inform them. It could be to inform them and ask them to visit your website or try something. Develop a detailed marketing plan, and help is available. Now, this is the first part. The second part of our presentation is from the star, Nate Rodriguez, who is, I have to get his title right, Director of Multimedia Advertising. And he's going to talk about demographic research, newspaper and media advertising, and internet services. So let me introduce Nate Rodriguez. There you go. Let me set yours up. Just give me a second, I'll set yours up.
Good afternoon, folks. My name's Nate Rodriguez, and I am, again, with the Ventura County Star, and I have a little bit of an interesting job at the Star. My job is not only to manage our sales initiatives with our core newspaper, but also I have responsibility for other products that the newspaper offers. Interestingly enough, people don't really realize exactly what the newspaper is, especially the Ventura County Star. So one thing I'd like to start off with, which is something I'm very proud of, is that the Ventura County Star is the fastest growing newspaper in California, with a growth of over 7% just last year. I think that's important for us to understand exactly how the newspaper is growing in an age where we think that newspaper readers are no longer reading the newspaper right. A little closer, excuse me. And where that comes from is it comes from our website. We have the #1 website in Ventura County. With our website and also our newspaper subscribers, we reach around 53% of the market. So we're really proud about that. So a couple things I want to start off with is to talk about exactly what the Ventura County Star is doing in relation to the marketplace. And so what we've done is we've had to split our businesses into really 3 different segments, especially our advertising business. That first segment, of course, is our traditional media, our newspaper, what you see that if you're a subscriber, you get on your doorstep every day, 7 days a week. The second would be our direct mail division. A lot of people don't know, but the Ventura County Star has a solo direct mail division. So we have relationships with a lot of small to medium-sized businesses here in the marketplace. We have a division that's devoted just to direct mail, whether it be solo postcards, flyers, etc. With that division, we offer commercial printing and then also a plethora of niche publications. One of the newspapers that we publish here in the county would be the Lighthouse newspaper, which is official newspaper here of the Navy base, and then also Siglo 21, which is a 100% Spanish language newspaper. And then finally, the third aspect of our business is our interactive partnerships. What we do know is the Ventura County Star, newspapers in general, are really, really good at producing news. We have a great staff of journalists that are out there covering the news. They're keeping our councilmen, for the most part, on task. We're reporting, we're digging in, we're reporting those stories that are interesting to you as taxpayers, those type of things. But our interactive partnerships allows us to reach outside of just what the newspaper is and what the newspaper reports. We have partnerships with Yahoo, we have partnerships with yahoo.com, google.com, all the different search engines, we have web building, we have all types of things that we offer with interactive. So the newspaper is a lot more than just a newspaper. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit, I'm going to go through a little bit about what the Ventura County Star is. The Ventura County Star still today has about 90,000 subscribers on a Sunday. Of the 600,000 residents, adult residents that live in Ventura County, 90,000 of those are subscribers to the Star. With our website, which is the #1 website in the county, along with our subscribers, we reach 53% of the market. So we reach a large area of Ventura County. Secondly, what we found is we need to get your advertising message out to not just the subscribers of the newspaper. 90,000 subscribers in an area that covers 600,000 residents or 600,000 adults doesn't tend to lend itself to great results, right? So one of the things that we've done over the past 6 months is we've developed 5 different community newspapers. These newspapers are delivered free of charge on your doorstep if you're not a subscriber to the newspaper. A couple of things. Number one, it gets the information that our journalists are producing through the newspaper out. It's getting it out in a free manner. It's getting it out to people that don't subscribe to the newspaper. And from an advertising point of view, it competes with direct mail. Although we already have a direct mail program, we can deliver your message to 100% of everyone in Oxnard at a much lower rate because we're throwing it in your driveway through our carrier. And the cost is shared between multiple advertisers. So it's definitely something you should consider when you're considering direct mail, is that there are products out there. I think one also would be Red Plum that goes in your mailbox, but the postage is shared between multiple advertisers. The advantage to this is, again, it's 100% journalistic efforts, it's new stories, delivered free, and allows you to get in front of 100% of a marketplace, 100% of a city for a lot less cost than if you were doing it through a solo mail piece. Okay? So a little bit about the Ventura County demographics real quick. So Ventura County Star, again, I've alluded to it a couple of times. We have 609,000 adults living in Ventura County, split equally between the age groups of 18 to 34, 35 to 54, and 55, split equally. So, I'm sorry. Can somebody help me center this? I apologize. There we go. And another interesting fact about Ventura County is half of the adults in Ventura County have children in the household, 50%. Very interesting. Also, 60% have a household income of over $50,000. Personally, I'm from a very small town in Mississippi, and I can remember our median household income being about $23,000. So coming from an area of the world that had a $23,000 average income to a $50,000, 60% of all the residents make over $50,000 a year is a pretty amazing statistic there. And then almost half of everyone in Ventura County has lived here 10+ years. So we have a very mature audience. So, one of the things I want to talk about now is the fragmentation of media. What I deal with advertisers on a daily basis, of advertisers that have come to us and said, hey, I need to run an ad because I'm having a Memorial Day sale. And I ran an ad last year, and I'm expecting the same sort of results with the advertising I'm doing this year in print in our newspaper that I received last year. What's interesting is year over year, what we're finding is response via the newspaper is becoming a little bit less and less. Even though the newspaper we still have 90,000 subscribers and our subscriber base is down about 5%, still in reality you would think, I'm spending $1,000, I'm going to run an ad in the newspaper, I'm going to use the same sort of offer, but I'm not going to get the same response that I did last year. And why do you think that is? A couple of reasons. I think today that our media is just fragmented in general. There's multiple places for consumers to get information. When before the newspaper was the primary source for getting information, people looked to the newspaper 100% for grocery store coupons, 100% for movie theater ads. I mean, these were things that the newspaper really held a monopoly. Well, now with the inception of instant information, we're no longer that monopoly, which is important for us to understand, and we do understand. And what we have to do as an industry is we have to make sure we go where your customers are. So if your customers are no longer just reading the newspaper and they're looking at multiple sources to receive information, it's very important that we go where they are. Okay? So I'm going to go in a little bit about some of the competing media in the marketplace and give you a couple of statistics of what there is out there. One choice that you have other than the newspaper would be radio. And radio in Ventura County is extremely, extremely fragmented, with 90% of the adults in Ventura County not listening to radio. That leaves 10% of Ventura County adults in an average quarter hour that listen to radio, okay? The problem with that is we have over 80+ radio stations. So when we talk about 10% reach in the marketplace, you have to buy 80 different radio stations just to achieve that 10% reach, okay? That might be important for some business segments, but when we're talking about small to medium-sized businesses, it's important that you get the most return on your investment, right? Would it make sense really for you to run on the radio that's going to reach 100% of, let's say, East County, when your business only pulls from a 3-mile radius of Newberry Park? Creates a lot of waste there, right? So that's a little bit about radio. Broadcast television. Really, for us in broadcast television, that only allows for one option, and that would be the Santa Barbara news station that also covers Ventura County. So with that, 85% of the adults in Ventura County do not listen or watch broadcast television, with 15% that do. So they have a much larger, 5% more reach than radio, and they share less of that fragmentation, right? Because there's only 6 different broadcast television stations available for purchase here in the county. Okay? Cable. Cable's a great way, cable's a great media because cable you can get a little bit more targeted with geography. I know that cable today will allow you to do zip code radiuses, will allow you to do a little bit more geography-based targeting. But again, cable's also another fragmented form of media. 15% of all adults in Ventura County watch cable television in an average half hour, but that still leaves a tremendous amount that do not. But the big statistic here I think that's very important for us to understand is in Ventura County, 71% of the adults in Ventura County do not subscribe to cable. So that leaves a lot of the marketplace out there, and I find that to be really interesting because I think what's happening, there's a lot of the DirecTV, there's a lot of the Dish Network, there's a lot of those type of customers out there here in Ventura County. I know that also because we deal with DirecTV on a national level, and this is a very good market for them. And furthermore, when you talk about cable and even broadcast, you have to throw TiVo and DVRs in the mix, right? Because that's something that definitely is going to affect your response. If you're paying for a commercial and the ability for the consumer to fast forward, record, or skip your commercial, there tends to be waste there as well. So a little statistic on DVRs and TiVo is that 83% of the people that watch Mad Men, which is a huge show, one that I watch, 83% of them do not watch the commercials with Mad Men. And 85% of them don't even watch Mad Men in the allotted time slot that it airs in. So they're watching it at a different time, and they're not really watching the commercials. So a little bit about cable television in relation to the Ventura County Star, because of course I work for the Star. The reach in the marketplace is a lot better with the Star. We reach 100,000 more adults than cable television does, or the #1 rated cable television network, which would be Discovery. Secondly, you have options for print advertising. So there's 4 really big options here in Ventura County for traditional newspaper advertising. One being the Ventura County Star, which again reaches 53% of the Ventura County adults. Second would be the LA Times, reaching roughly 40% of Ventura County adults. The Acorn, which reaches 23% of Ventura County adults. And the LA Daily News, which reaches about 15% of Ventura County adults. So a little bit in the sake of transparency, I want to just clarify this a little bit. When we talk about the Ventura County Star, we're a full county newspaper reaching from Agoura Hills to La Conchita, right? Some of the other newspapers that circulate here in Ventura County have a little bit of a different mix. The Daily News no longer allows subscriptions in West County when the LA Times really dominates in East County. So what we're using is a cum of what Ventura County looks like in relation to the other newspapers in the marketplace. So the reach of the Acorn, which is a very large competitor of ours, is greater in some areas of Ventura County, in particular, the Conejo Valley. Okay? So a couple of categories of business that's extremely beneficial, that receives good results from the newspaper, would be businesses that specialize or sell general merchandise, computers, electronics. Wilshire Home Entertainment is a large advertiser of the Ventura County Star. He gets tremendous response off of his advertising. Financial's also a good one. The Ventura County Credit Union is an advertiser of ours that gets great response. Home Supplies Furniture, Urban Homes is a locally owned furniture store that advertises with newspapers, not just our newspaper, but the LA Times and Daily News. Gets tremendous response from that. Food would be a good one, both food, restaurants, and also grocery stores. Everybody knows that Wednesday's the day, Wednesday and Sunday, to get your grocery store coupons in the newspaper. They do very well with that. Hobbies, toys, sports, apparel and accessories, a gimme, building materials, everybody sees the Lowe's ads in all the newspapers. Automotive sales and services, again, we see the automotive dealers in the newspaper on Saturday. And then music, books, and cards. Okay, so 11 reasons to advertise with the newspaper would be portability and flexibility. Again, you can take the newspaper wherever you are. You can read it at the restaurant, you can read it in the morning, in the afternoon. It just allows for portability. You don't have to wait on the 5 o'clock news in order to see your news. You get it in the morning, you can read it at any point during the day. Specific placements, again, depending on your own demographic, if you want to reach women, our life section on Sunday would be the place to reach women. Our obit pages are skewed more towards women as well. So there's different men, sports, stocks. Those are the kind of placement specifications that we have to reach your demo. A reader involvement, again, a reader spends a lot of time reading the news stories with your ads on it, so it's an engaging media. The avoidance of clutter. In relation to the Ventura County Star, one thing that we do not allow is our editorial pages are 60% editorial, which would be news stories, and to 40% of advertising. And so that's what we do in order to avoid the clutter of the media. Reach in the marketplace, again, Ventura County Star reaches 53%. In East County, the Acorn reaches the same amount in the East County area. Superior audience involvement or quality. Again, people are subscribing to the newspaper because they want the information. They not only want the news stories, but remember, people subscribe on Sundays because they want the flyers. They want the grocery store coupons. They want to see those coupons. We're all in the market of saving money now. There's more to just a newspaper than the actual editorial content. There is something to say about the advertising in it. I'm going to skip a couple of these, but really number 11 is really the main reason to advertise in the newspaper, and that's lead generation. An ad in the newspaper can send people to your website. It can bring people to your retail location through coupons or special events. It allows requests for more information. I'm having a sale on X, call me for more information, or I'm having a deal on X, call me for more information, and then call for details. Okay? So I'm going to do a case study real quick about what we can offer any advertiser in relation to their particular genre of business. So in this case, we're going to talk about jewelry stores. So what we do know is in the past 12 months, 82,000 adults in Ventura County have purchased jewelry, okay? And what we know is that jewelry, pretty self-explanatory, is purchased by women with a household income of 50,000+ and they're homeowners. What's interesting, though, is that women, or the women in this particular case, 82,000, 75% of them didn't have children in their home. Very interesting on some of the demographic information that we can offer free of charge to you when looking to research your business. And let's take that a little bit further and talk about what that looks like in relation to what our reach is, or what the Ventura County Star's reach is in relation to jewelry buyers. What we do know is of the 80,000+ people that purchase jewelry, 47,000 of them read the newspaper in a 7-day period, both the newspaper, traditional newspaper, print newspaper, along with our online newspaper as well. So pretty good. You can reach 50% of the jewelry buyers in the marketplace by buying an ad in the newspaper. Pretty interesting stuff. I think when we talk about you having small businesses in general, not just you, we have this conversation every day about return on investment, how times are getting tough. We talk to advertisers every day that say, look, I know you want $500, but I need to keep my lights on this month. It's very, very important when you're talking about advertising that you find the best bang for your buck. So with research that's available such as this that tells you what your demographic is and then also tells you what the reach of the newspaper, the reach of any media is, you should expect the same demographic information on any media that you choose. Okay, newspaper offers lots of sections in relation to targeting. Main news and sports is skewed male. Sunday Life is skewed female. Comics is skewed female, which is interesting. Time Out, which is our entertainment publication that's distributed on Fridays, our tabloid magazine. It's skewed male and younger, under 30. Our Wheels and our Home sections are skewed 50-50 male-female. And Obeds are skewed older, skewed women, and homeowners. So a couple things about what targeting can do, targeting options available for the newspaper. Here's two examples of two customers that currently do business with us. One of them being Tim's Home Maintenance. Tim's Home Maintenance is a customer that runs a liner ad, a business and services directory ad in the back of the classified section. This customer has been a very, very loyal customer of ours for 20 plus years. Tim swears that this is the best advertising that he does because it allows him to be consistent in his messaging. In the packaging that he buys, it includes online, it includes an entry-level search engine marketing listing through our partnership with Local.com. It includes a newspaper ad every day, our Lighthouse, which is our Navy-based publication. It includes a whole plethora of opportunity for him, and it's a very small price point, and it keeps him consistent in his messaging. People know there's still a large segment of our business that goes to the back of the newspaper to the business and services directory before they go to the Yellow Pages. And so the customers that advertise there swear that that's some of the best advertising that they do. Second customer I'm going to touch on real quick is New Era. They're a financial company that's looking to help homeowners get out of debt through debt consolidation or foreclosure proceedings. They do a great job in making sure that their messaging is throughout all of our publications, including they do some other stuff with cable television and also with broadcast television. And what they do is they make sure that their messaging is placed in a very strategic location in relation to what they see their past month's customer what that past customers look like. If it was women, we make sure the ads appear in the women's section. If it was men, we move it around. So we make sure that we keep their advertising messaging fresh and in different locations to be sure that it doesn't get to the point of diminishing return. Okay, a little bit about our website real quick. The Ventura County Star website, like I said, is the #1 news website in Ventura County, reaching 25% of every person in Ventura County, every adult. Second to the LA Times with 12%. Last month, we had 9 million page views, and we had 927,000 unique visitors to our website. So that's 927,000 unique people. If this room was filled with 900,000 people, that would mean 900,000 individuals went to our website. So we have a huge amount of eyeballs that go there. Real quick, finally, internet, Yellow Pages in relation to search engine marketing. What we know is that Yellow Pages are under siege, much like a lot of the traditional media. I think Yellow Pages is doing a very good job in reinventing themselves through their search engine marketing capabilities that they're offering now to their Yellow Page traditional customers. What we know is that as the Yellow Page print advertising continues to drop in relation to response, the internet search engines continue to grow. So what we see is a migration of someone, instead of looking to the Yellow Pages, they go to a website and look for exactly the genre of company they're looking for, the particular business. So finally, in closing, we're going to talk real quick about what the newspaper has to offer other than just a newspaper in relation to interactive marketing. One of the things that we offer is search engine marketing. Again, we have a partnership with the big three, Emerson, Bing, Google, and Yahoo for search engine marketing. Search engine optimization, you already have a website. You need help in making sure that organically you appear towards the top of the list. We can help you with that. We offer complete website building, and we offer complete mobile website building. Email marketing, mobile text message marketing, that's where we help you generate a database of cell phone numbers of your customers. We can remarket to them at any point with any message you'd like to give. Email and mobile data mining services, we can help you through promotion, gather email addresses, and also gather phone numbers to help in your remarketing efforts. M.VC Star, which is our mobile website and also our mobile application for our newspaper. And our newspaper website, we offer advertising opportunities there. Complete interactive creative services, including optimization. It's one thing to build an ad and place it on a website. I think we can all do that, especially with Google. You have the availability to go there and place your own search engine marketing ads. However, what you get from us, or what you get from any search engine company, is availability to optimize that. Make recommendations on placement, make recommendations on creative. Quick example there with search engine marketing is, everybody thinks you need to be the first result in relation to your category business. You need to be the first plumber. But if the word plumbing, and for you to be the first plumber, costs $10 a keyword, and you generate, let's say, 100 click-throughs, Would it mean that big of a difference if I can get you the third result, get you 50 click-throughs, and save you 75% in the investment? You're still getting the click-throughs, but you're getting them at less cost, and you're getting the same sort of response. So that's kind of what optimization means. It helps you, because we already have relationships, we already do this, we can offer recommendations accordingly to save you money. Behavioral targeting opportunities with the Star and also with Yahoo. Again, we can track behavior. I can tell you that you're in Oxnard. I can tell you based on what you're clicking and what you're searching for that you're in the market for a car. And I can tell you within a 2-week period that you're going to buy a car just based on the behavior you've exhibited through your web searching through Yahoo. We can serve ads to you based on that as a local dealer getting in front of a local person that's looking to buy a car in the next 2 weeks. We can absolutely track your behavior. Zillow.com, of course, is a real estate website. Facebook.com, we sell a complete offering in relation to Facebook display ads, and also make recommendations on a social media strategy. Deal of the Day is much like Groupon. We have our own co-branded product for a Groupon type of product, and directory listings with Local.com. And I believe Jim is going to touch on that later on in the presentation, but that's also something that we offer. So in closing, the Ventura County Star offers demographic research and profiling like we went through with jewelry. I can look at any segment of business that you're looking at and tell you what your demographic looks like, and that's free of charge, and it's what we do to help the business community. Newspaper campaign planning and optimization. Again, we do business with a lot of businesses. I can look at a beauty shop that's advertised with us in the last 3 months and give recommendations on what we feel would work for your beauty shop. A weekly, bi-weekly, and annual niche publisher, again, all the different publications that we publish just outside of the newspaper. Event marketing, we have marketing events based on women, based on college students, based on high school students, etc. The Script Spelling Bee being one of our events. Internet mobile and marketing solutions, including optimization, direct mail distribution services through either our extra product or a solo mail promotion, and commercial printing. So that's what the newspaper offers. If you guys have any additional questions, I'll be hanging around. Yes?
In your presentation, you used the phrase paid view with regard to your Ventura County Star website.
Okay.
What is a paid view?
Okay. Paid view. So a paid view to our website. I'm a little bit confused on maybe what I said or what your question is. So a paid view would be a unique visitor, a unique view. Maybe page view. Correct. Page views. Yeah. Fantastic. And I think that was probably my braces talking when I was saying that. I think what I meant to say was page view. So a page view, there's a difference with online marketing. There's a unique visitor. So a unique visitor is me. I go to the Ventura County website, and I might stay on the website for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute. And during that time frame, I'm looking at different pages within the website. So I might be reading a story that is about a crime in Oxnard, and then at the bottom I see that there was another crime in Oxnard, and I go to that story. Well, now I'm a unique visitor that has viewed 2 pages. So the 9 million page views is of the 927,000 people or IP addresses, they viewed 9 million pages within our website. Thank you very much, Jim.